First thing we need to know is, what is a trust? Since in our community, trust isn't really a major thing. We hear of trust fund babies. We hear of people who have access to a trust, but rarely are those individuals of African descent. But that's changing. And what we're going to do is give you an understanding of a trust. A trust allows you to appropriate funds to your
beneficiary.
So you can say, I have a trust that's set up to take care of my grandchildren's college education, home buying, as well as business startup. This trust will allow my great-great-grandson to do all of these things. But in the event that my great-great-grandson does not abide by the rules of the trust, my great-great-grandson will no longer have access to the trust. The trust is a vehicle for you to send money, properties, investments into the future. Let me say that again. A trust is a vehicle for you to send money, properties, investments into the future. When you partner a trust with an insurance policy, you do it this way. You have your trust. You have an insurance policy. So let's say I take out a $100,000 insurance policy upon myself. A whole life insurance policy, but we'll talk about that later. And I make the trust a
beneficiary
of the policy. So when I pass, who gets the money? The trust cashes out that policy. There's now $100,000 in the trust. How does that benefit your family? Well, this is where the bylaws and the rules and regulations come in. So for instance, I may set up my bylaws and my rules and regulations to my trust to say that if, in order to utilize this $100,000, you must first have a college degree. You must first graduate high school. You must not have any children. You must not be into anything weird, blah, blah, blah. I can set up whatever I want. I can make it whatever I want. And I can also say you can only use a certain amount of this $100,000. And you're also required to have a life insurance policy on you at all times with the trust as a
beneficiary.
What's happening is the
beneficiary
of the original trust, and they're making the trust
beneficiary
to their life insurance policy. So let's say I do $100,000 on myself. Once I pass, the $100,000 is liquidated and placed into an interest-bearing account per my rules. As it grows in that interest-bearing account, a certain amount of money can be taken out to assist my descendants. Let's say it's my children, my son. However, he can only use this money if he's reached a certain place in life, and he can only use this money if it's beneficial to his family, his financial health and well-being. And he can only use a certain amount. And in order to use this, you must agree to repay the money with interest. This keeps the trust funded. And also, if you're using the trust to start a business, the trust must be a part owner of the business. Yes. So that certain amounts of profit go into the trust. What this is doing is funding the trust. If you purchase a house, then the house must be in the trust. Why? Because we're funding the trust. What happens when a person passes away and their house is in a trust? Well, you don't have to worry about the will. You don't have to worry about probate court. But we're jumping. Let's not jump. When your child utilizes this trust, they're utilizing it as a financial institution and not just as a piggy bank. And so they have to follow certain rules and guidelines. So for instance, in the trust, you have to part of the rules is that you have to come back every year to a family meeting and discuss what you have learned in your endeavors, whether it was business, college, or buying a home. Whatever you use your trust money for, you have to discuss with members of the family what you learned, how it was beneficial, what mistakes you made. This teaches everyone a little bit about you, but a little bit about business, about education, about the home buying process, about investments, and the group gets more intelligent and more savvy when it comes to the use of the trust and when it comes to knowing how to do certain things such as start a business, purchase a home, go to college. If you can see where I'm going, I want you to come back. Let's have a conversation. This is to let you know what we're talking about. I don't want to give it all to you, and I hope you're a little confused. I hope that you're a little confused and you do some research, but I'm also hoping that you come back, because what we want to do is we want to fill this chair with somebody, and we want to ask them what they believe, what they think about this idea. And we want to sharpen the idea. We don't want to just come to you and say, hey, this is it. No. We don't have all of the answers. We're creating, but we want to create with the team. And we want you to be a part of the team. So we're going to sit somebody here who can help elaborate on this trust idea that I'm facilitating and exposing to you guys. But until then, I'm about to get up and go to work. What time is it? 7:54. I need to be out of here by 8 a.m. So until then, I wish you success, prosperity, and vision. Peace.